2, 1.
Hello everyone, this is Kingdom Hearts 0.2 Birth by Sleep, a Fragmentary Passage, or 0.2. I'm Swift Shadow. I'm going to be doing commentary today, and I'm joined by Jordan the Darkness, who's doing the run.
Hello, I'm Jordan Darkness. 0.2 critical mode, the hardest difficulty in the run.
Alright, so I'll give you a countdown, starting from 3, 2, 1, go. So this is 0.2. This game takes place in between Birth by Sleep and KH1. We follow Aqua's journey through the Realm of Darkness. It's very short, very fast-paced. And on crit, it's quite a bit scary as well. So to start off, there's just a bunch of cutscene skips here.
Yeah.
And here Jordan's saying no to a tutorial. Taking that tutorial actually loses quite a bit of time because the game will stop you and make you do certain things. There's a cool jump that Jordan gets to do here, which skips a ledge grab by attacking to get on top of this ledge. And now we're into the first fight of the run, Shadows. So by dodge rolling back at the start, Jordan baits these shadows to come forward. Aqua has a barrier as her guard, which when something hits it, she can counter off of it. And that counter ends up killing shadows. A cool thing about critical mode, since it is the hardest difficulty, they also changed the enemy AI, so the shadows here are actually more aggressive than they are on other difficulties, which makes the shadows a lot nicer than something like beginner, because they're more inclined to attack you, which is what we want to see. Again, we have another set of shadows here. Jordan's going to do that same thing to bait them forward to attack. Hopefully get some big counters here. Nice. Something else of note about critical mode is critical mode doesn't have an ability called Combo Master. In that fight, Jordan did an attack that sent him up into the air because one of the shadows had jumped. And on a category like beginner, you'd be able to transition that into a combo, but since we don't have Combo Master on critical, all of our first hit needs to connect with something to start a combo. Since that first hit didn't connect with anything, that combo just dies. Coming up, we have Castletown. This is one of the big movement sections of the run. So Jordan's gonna be lighting up these gears, and each one's gonna give him different things. The first one gives magic, which lets us do this long blizzard trail. And that first gear gets lit up in the cutscene that we skip. On each of these gears, Jordan needs to connect both his finisher and the hit before the finisher. So we're able to start the combo slightly early by doing that fire. Another thing to note about Combo Master is if you start a combo with magic, it actually gives you Combo Master. So by doing a combo with fire there, Jordan's able to continue the combo even though he's not hitting anything. And that carries him towards the gear that he needs to hit.
All these cutscenes are skippable.
Yep. So all these gears cutscenes we can't skip at all, which is why we kind of just have to sit there. Really sucks. The run would be quite a bit faster and a lot nicer to reset if we could skip them. Yeah. This upcoming gear is the hardest one to get to. There's a bit of a tricky jump to get over to it as fast as we can. Oh yeah, true. So we have double jump now that we've gotten from one of the gears, and then by doing this fire and attacking, we're able to carry ourselves over the wall. That sets Jordan up right next to this other gear, which he's also going to burn the rest of his MP on, so that he's in MP charge. So the way MP works, this is a lot like other KH games, is you have an MP bar. It's blue normally. It drains as you use magic, and then once you run out, it goes red, and you're in a state called MP charge, where you can't use magic, but that will gradually refill over time, and when it's done, you get your full MP bar back. By going into MP charge there, Jordan guarantees that he'll have full MP going into the next important fight. Yeah, so Aqua does different combos based on whether she's in the ground or in the air. And the air attacks are like longer multi-hit spins that take quite a while to come out. We're coming up to the first boss of the run here. This is Demon Tower. So you can see it coming in here, it's all red. Demon Tower turns red whenever it attacks, and when it is red, it ends up taking reduced damage from everything except for Blizzard magic. Jordan's going to do a mix of magic here to get things called situation commands. So on the bottom left now, when Jordan's doing hits, arrows will fill up, they go 1, 2, 3, and then you get commands. Those commands are based off what you use. We also have Shot Lock now, which Jordan just used. That puts up a targeting reticle and then you shoot a bunch of projectiles. Another type of command we have are Keyblade Transformations, which can be gained either doing a mix of magic or physical hits, and that puts us into Spellweaver here. And now Jordan's basically just going to be attacking Demon Tower until it ends up going down here. Yeah, that's not bad at all. So a few more cutscene skips here, and then we're going into the next area, which is the world within. It's a big mirror world. There's 3 mirrors that Jordan's going to be going through. So that blizzard there, again, it also, in addition to giving us faster movement on the long, flat piece of ground, it also puts Jordan into MP charge, so he'll have full MP going into the end of this mirror. This mirror has some pretty cool movement. We're able to jump up to the top here, and then Jordan's going to jump over to this other platform, jump to the top of this pillar, and then fly across this gap using jumps, double jumps, and air slides. The game wants you to activate these mirrors, which make platforms for you, and Jordan's going to activate one here. This is the only one we actually need to use. There is a way of getting up here without using it, but it ends up being slippery. And then there's a little bit of a detour here, where Jordan's going to be coming over to this platform on the side and picking up a Mega Elixir, which is a very important item for later on. And some cool movement here. Jordan's going to do a jump, air slide, double play, air slide, and then do combos that start with fire to gain Combo Master, and use that to traverse this gap over to the mirror where we want to end up. We're coming into the boss fights of this world now. These are the Aqua fights. They're phantom versions of our character. They have a few attacks, and that's the best attack we can see. So the goal for these fights is Jordan wants to guard whatever attack Aqua does, jump out of the guard, and then start a combo. And we kill in 2 combos in 2 hits here. That's a really good fight. We're going to be seeing another Aqua up here shortly. So this is the second mirror that we go through. It's a bit of a puzzle where these staircases that we have to climb, and this mirror in the distance that's kind of taunting us. But just by going up 3 staircases and then turning around after the 3rd one, the mirror ends up being behind us. This is Aqua 2, a lot like Aqua 1. She has a few different things she can do at the start. Jordan has to react accordingly. So she laughed, which means she teleports up in the air, and Jordan can catch that using magic, and then just combo her in the air to her death. Very nice. Yeah, if you get too close to her, she ends up teleporting behind you instead of in front of you. So the timing on that jump is actually pretty tight. Coming up the stairs there, Jordan did a thunder. If you see at the bottom left as we went into that mirror, Jordan has 2 arrows. If you look now as we come into this area, it's going to look like Jordan doesn't have any. But as he hits this pillar, those arrows actually do carry over between these areas, which is part of the reason why we keep this for last. Those arrows also, as we transfer areas, count now as just physical hits. So that gets a Spellweaver here. And Jordan's going to be breaking these pillars. This is the last one we have to break in order to get up to the last boss. Pops the Spellweaver, which will carry over into the fight. And the reason we need the Spellweaver is the third Aqua fight, the final Aqua fight of this area that we take, ends up having more health, and she also goes into Spellweaver herself. So this sets us up to do the fight a lot better. So again, Jordan's going to need to guard Aqua coming in and then jump out and start a combo of his own. And you can see Spellweaver does quite a bit of damage, especially that finishing hit. Jordan's going to be mixing in fires to these combos. Aqua has a thing called a revenge value. Basically, every hit that you do adds up, and once it hits a certain point, she automatically retaliates. And for whatever reason, fires in this game reduce her revenge value as you hit her. So you're able to do a long loop and just death combo her. So now Jordan's leaving the world within. He stopped at that save point there to refill some MP and focus. And we're going into the Forest of Thorns now. So there are 2 types of vines in this forest. There are these black vines that Jordan just destroyed with magic, and then there's also the red vines. The black vines can get destroyed with anything. The red vines can only get destroyed by either bumping into them or hitting them with fire magic. So that 5 Raja there ends up clearing a good amount of the vines. And this rail takes Jordan directly into Darkside, which is a familiar boss for anybody who's played Cage before. Jordan's going to start with a mix of Fire and Blizzard to guard Darkside's hit and then counter into a physical combo here. And just keep doing physical hits until he gets commands. So Raja into a shot lock here on the hands. That's going to take out the hands, and then a Blizzaja into a full shot lock on the head. And Darkside's going to live with a tiny bit of health here, but that partial shot lock should cover it. Yeah. So on the 28, there's those circles that close in that you do to get extra volleys. And you can get excellence or goods, or too fast or too slow, which cancel it. The goods do slightly less damage, but the game's a little bit deceiving with the timing on those circles. Sometimes it feels a bit off. Yeah. Coming up, it's Forest fight. It's a 2-wave mob fight. And the enemies in this game actually hit very hard, especially on critical. So critical has reduced MP and health compared to other categories. And these enemies in this fight end up two-shotting. So Jordan's gonna freeze them at the start and hopefully group everything up in a way that they'll all die to these situation commands. They move around a lot, so that normally doesn't happen, and then there's a bit of cleanup at the end. Hopefully. It looks like there's just this one Neo Shadow left. Nice. Yeah, that fight is very, very scary. We're coming through the next section of the Forest of Thorns here. There were a bunch of vines that Jordan could just jump over. We're basically following these silhouettes, these glowing images of Terra and Ven through the forest. Jordan's gonna drop down here and do thunders to clear out these vines to get to the path that he wants to be going. And then again here another thunder to clear out all these vines. That also puts him into MP charge again, which there's a little bit of a walk up to the next boss. So by the time that he gets there, he'll have full MP as well. And this is Dark Side 2, so there's a long winding path here that we have to take. There are these balls falling from the sky that Jordan's going to be doing the best of his ability to avoid. They fall randomly, and they also two-shot you if they do hit you, so getting hit is a bit scary. Jordan's gonna open this up with a full shot lock on the hands. And then coming out of the shot lock, Jordan's gonna be doing magic on the hands into another shot lock. We're gonna see usage of that Mega Elixir that Jordan took a detour to pick up earlier to do more magic into another partial shot lock. Coming out of this shot lock, again more magic into a Raja and then a partial shot lock. So that Mega Elixir fully refilled Jordan's MP and focus, which makes killing this dark side before it gets that big laser that it was charging up at the end off quite a bit easier. Only 2 fights left in the run. Very RNG. So this is the return of Demon Tower. It's Demon Tower 2, but we have a friend this time, Mickey. Jordan loves Mickey. He's wonderful. And Mickey's actually a huge source of RNG for this one. So now that we have Mickey, we have access to a situation command called Wayfinder. And that's dependent on Mickey giving it to you. And so we want Mickey to give us Wayfinder at a specific time here. Jordan's going to be doing these physical hits now that he's out of MP to build up to Spellweaver and just deal damage on Demon Tower while we basically are just waiting for Mickey to give us Wayfinder. Now that Jordan's in Spellweaver, he's going to do some Spellweaver combos to get some damage in before switching into Wayfinder to finish off the fight here. So Wayfinder makes our combo longer, it also makes our hits teleport to our target, and it also has a command on its own called Finish, which charges up once these arrows are depleted. Hopefully, Demon Tower will stop attacking. This is the problem with Demon Tower, is when he attacks, he can choose to continue attacking over and over. And unfortunately, that's what's happening here. That's 4 in a row. Incredibly unlikely and incredibly unlucky to see. But these 2 magic should do a good amount to ending it. Handle that here. Yeah, getting 4 attacks in a row is very rough. Oh, he started it and then canceled. So now we just have the long walk up to the final boss. Jordan is at half health, so as he said, Mickey healing as we either go into Demon Tide or right at the start of Demon Tide would be really nice to make sure that we are full here. But that's up to Mickey. So Jordan's gonna pick up Mega Ether there. Mega Ether will fully refill Jordan's MP and take him out of MP charge if he's in MP charge, which is very nice. So this is the last chest we have. It's an elixir up here on the side, which isn't necessary, but it makes the fight a lot nicer and way safer, because this fight is extremely dangerous without it. It's still extremely dangerous even with it. So this is Demon Tyent. It's a big wave of shadows. It has a mechanic that is an armor mechanic, which we'll see coming to play here. So Jordan's gonna start this Demon Tide doesn't attack. Jordan's going to be doing magic and physical hits to get situation commands. So just try to get as much hits and damage as you can here at the start. And Demon Tide is going to wind up for 2 attacks here at the start. There's a set of 4 attacks that you can choose from. So this one he's just going to be shooting shadows at Jordan. This is the long variation of this. There's a short one and a long one. And then again another attack afterwards. He's getting a charge. This is actually nice. There's one attack that we really don't want to see on that opening, and it's the attack where Demon Tide ends up killing under the ground. But we're guaranteed to see it here on the second set of attacks. So Demon Tide just glowed purple right before he went underground. That's Demon Tide's armor breaking. So from here on, Jordan's going to be doing more damage to Demon Tide with every single hit that comes out. And then we're guaranteed one more attack here, which will be the one where Demon Tide charges 3 times. Now that the armor has been broken as well, and that Demon Tide has finished doing some attacks, Mickey can jump on top of Demon Tide and give us the Wayfinder command. So hopefully we see... Yep, oh, Mickey died. Oh no. Mickey should revive somewhat soon. It's just a bit scary to have to go through an extra set of attacks while you wait for Mickey to come back up to give you Wayfinder. He's still down. Oh, now he's back up. So unfortunately with that as well, Demon Tide's armor has come back up now. So that armor has to be broken again before Mickey can actually get on top of him. Demon Tide can also go out of the map like this, which is really annoying, and there's not anything you can do about it. You can also go out of the map from the bottom, so even if you're not near the sides, you can stay. Oh, Mickey with the clutch heal. Okay, there's the armor break. So hopefully, we really want to see here is Mickey jumping directly on Demon Tide as soon as this attack is triggered. That's, yeah. So this is Demon Tide's second phase. This is really unfortunate to see. If we get the Wayfinder in the first phase, we can basically skip this second phase almost as a whole. Where Demon Tide will come into this phase at 1 HP and then immediately die. Being in this second phase is quite scary, even with the items that Jordan has here. Nice avoidance on that attack. Demon Tide's gonna do one more attack here where he starts charging towards Jordan. Nice, that's time. Very, very well handled. That going into second phase is incredibly scary with how hard Demon Tide hits. So getting through that fight without dying,
Let's keep
going into second phase at that health is incredibly impressive. And that's the run. It's very fast-paced, very short, very difficult on crit. There's a lot of things that can kill you. Getting a deathless run here is very impressive. Jordan, if you have any shout-outs or anything you want to say,
I bet it's in here.
Go for it.
I'm just going to interject due to the situation with their audio. It would be better if you, the commentator, Swift, do the shout-outs for him.
Oh, all right.
Is that what you're after?
Yeah, because the audio is just not being picked up correctly.
Yeah, it's just the key I was looking for.
Yeah, so shout-outs to Arims for all the
background.
grinding and work that he's done with the game.
Keyblade of darkness.
Arims has been the long-time
door of
record holder
darkness.
for quite a
Tied by
few
2 keys.
years on Big and Ready %. has done a
The
lot of
Door
work
of
with the game.
Darkness.
Yeah, I think about 3 years.
To
Has
seal
done a
the
lot of work
light.
with Crit as well. Really pushed this
Well,
game
we've got
in a
the
way that
keys.
a lot of people
Now, we find
haven't
the ones
really
to
been able
close
to
the
catch
door.
up to.
Sorry.
But it's
The door between
gave
the
us a
two
lot of
realms.
groundwork.
Won't let a heart with light pass through.
And if anybody's
So,
interested in running this
only
game as well,
darkness keeps
feel
spilling
free
out.
to join the Kingdom Hearts
We can
speedrunning
lock
Discord
the
on any KH game
we need
on
help on both
speedrun.com.
sides to get the door
And
shut.
there are channels for each game
Well,
in
then,
there. There's
since
a
you'll be
good
doing
amount
the
of
locking,
resources for learning
let me be the one
0.2.
to
It's
close
one of
the
the
door.
easiest KH runs to
Sorry.
learn because of how short it is. And it's definitely a great starting point if you are looking to get into KH as a speedrun. But thank you all for having us.
Thank you very much.